Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 6 Minutes. Here at NBC Studios, it has been brought to our attention that a vast number of Americans are uneducated about the great artists of history. We sent our cameraman out to interview those who are willing, and here are some of their responses.
What's the first thing you think of when you hear like Degas or Renoir?
I don't really know. I don't know what it means.
Give us
anything?
Give us the first thing that comes to mind.
I don't even know.
And on Renoir and Degas.
I think of the ballerina statue.
When you hear the names Degas and Renoir.
Nothing.
What do you think of when you hear Degas or Renoir?
What?
What do you think about Degas?
Degas? Degas! I just heard the name Edgar. What do you think of when I say Degas and Renoir?
Think of a place in Mexico.
Clearly, something must be done. This week, we begin our 6-part mini-series about the great artists of our past. Last week, a psychic from Egypt was experimenting with a new form of supernatural communication and accidentally summoned and was able to communicate with the great artist Edgar Degas and Pierre-Auguste Renoir. We were able to interview both of the artists, and we will now air these exclusive, never-before-seen interviews. Let's start with Edgar Degas. With such a talented artist as yourself, many people may wonder when you discovered you had a knack for painting. When did you?
Well, it all started when I enrolled in the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris. Then, after that, I traveled back to Italy, and I studied the masters for about 5 years. And then after that, I traveled back to Paris.
So what did you do when you got back to France in 1859?
Simply, I took what I learned and applied it to all the paintings. Then I entered some of them. They weren't the same kind of type that people usually bought. They were more of a relaxed style. But soon, later, they actually liked them, and they bought them.
Your pieces are wonderful, by the way. What inspired you to create such masterpieces?
Well, what I do is a result of thought and study. I know nothing of inspiration, feelings, or spontaneity.
That was just a small portion of our fascinating interview. Now let's take a look at Pierre-Auguste Renoir.
So give us a little background about yourself.
I was born into a humble family in Limoges, France. At the age of 4, we moved to Paris. In Paris, in my free time, I would go to the Louvre and study the artwork.
And then?
At the age of 13, I started an apprenticeship at a workshop. However, when the company went bankrupt, I had to rethink my future.
Obviously, your future has been very successful. How did you get to that point?
At the age of 20, I went to a painting school that was run by a Swiss artist. At that time, the trend was to paint stiff and dark paintings, but I did not like to paint that way. I like to paint in the hustle and bustle of people. Eventually, I ended some of my paintings in the salon. At first, they were not very popular, but soon they became popular.
When we return, we'll take a look at the National Exhibit Award Competition. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Which way? 1, 2, 3.
Rocket balloon! Simply pump! And enjoy!
That was lame!
You can play with them anywhere.
Yep. Go.
Great for, wait, ready?
Yep.
Great for kids of all ages. I got it. That was a good one.
Welcome back to the program. Right now, we're going to take a look at the National Exhibit Art Competition that is taking place right now across the nation. Joining us now is Polly Tide from the Met Museum in New York and Joy Cracker from the Chicago Institute. These two ladies are representing our leading candidates for the award, Polly for Degas and Joy from Renoir. Polly, what are your reasons for supporting Degas over Renoir?
Well, Degas was a very unique artist. He often painted from memory and was able to make you feel as if you were in the scene he was painting. He was interested in painting simple situations rather than complex ones.
And your reasoning, Joy?
I believe that it takes a tremendous amount of talent to be able to paint people in a live situation. Renoir enjoyed painting scenes in nature, and his paintings have a laugh vibe. Renoir's paintings are less detailed, enabling viewers to use their imagination.
I see your points, but in reality, don't you both agree that these two painters are similar in a multitude of ways? For instance, they are both groundbreaking Impressionist painters, studied paintings at the Louvre, and were drawn to using people as models for their art. They both even incorporated lighting into almost all of their work.
Well, yes, but if you look at his paintings,
it seems that we're having some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, we're all out of time. Please join us next week for our special on Shark Attacks.
hello, you press the button.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 6 Minutes. Here at NBC Studios, it has been brought to our attention that a surprisingly vast number of Americans are
Well, Degas was a very unique artist. He was often able to paint from memory and made you feel as if you were in the scene he was painting. He was interested in painting.
Yeah, Mom would wait a little bit longer too because it wasn't, you didn't wait enough.
What? Ready?
Too late.
Thanks. Okay. Alright. I believe that it takes a tremendous amount of Degas was a very unique artist. He often painted from memory and was able to make you feel as if you were in the scene he was painting. He was interested in painting complex.
At the age of 13, I started an apprenticeship at a workshop. However, when the company went bankrupt, I ended up leaving my
Rachel! Come on!
And then I like to paint in the hospital and book. Eventually, I ended up with my paintings. People did not like them at first, but eventually they began. Yeah, right. It's rocket balloon. Rocket balloon. Simply pop. You can play with them anywhere.
And then to hurt me, to get my satisfaction.